75, even up to 100 feet of dredge materials.
After the search for Dee Dee's body was abandoned, the two cases fell into the hands of Prosecutor Albright from Cherry Hill and Ronca from Burlington. After meeting his attorney for the first time, Eddie immediately recanted both confessions, and even if he wouldn't have, a confession alone wasn't enough to sentence him.
In New Jersey, under our law, you can't convict a person on their word alone, i.e. their confession. You have to corroborate the confession.
This is when the rigorous police work that took place in 1991 came. She wanted more than a double life sentence. She was aiming for the death penalty for Dee Dee's murder.
So legally, justice is done. But in real life, what is justice when you've lost your family member to murder?
With his confession recanted, Eddie had a very good chance of being found not guilty. His lawyer used all the tips and false sightings the police received after Dee Dee's appearance on Unsolved Mystery to misrepresent the case. He was attempting to fool the audience into thinking that Dee Dee was alive and well, that she simply abandoned her family and her career to start anew elsewhere.
I wanted the jurors to know that Dee Dee was not some flighty young thing who just decided one day, you know what? I'm tired of Cherry Hill, I'm tired of my job, I'm tired of my family. Because to believe that she was still alive, you would have to believe all those things.
And it worked. This angle, joined by the ATM receipt, sufficed to convince the jury. Jennifer and Dee Dee's brother Blaine, though emotional, celebrated their victory.
I cried my eyes out. The first time I really cried my eyes out. That was when we put up a marker, we had flowers, it was over.
Until 2004, a review of the court proceedings proved that the judge presiding over the audience made a mistake in his address to the jury. This was enough for the court to ask for a retrial, and Albright knew that the New Jersey jurisdiction was about to abolish the death penalty.
I convicted him once, and I was pretty sure I was going to be able to convict him twice. That he would plead guilty to Dee Dee's murder, and he would receive a sentence that would keep him in prison for the rest of his life.
Eddie was finally sentenced in the summer of 2005, 10 years after his initial arrest in 1995. During that time, Jennifer rebuilt her life from the ground up. She moved in with Shannon, one of her adult sisters, and ultimately got the chance to experience a normal life.
Get married. That's how it affects me now. Just missing the things for her.
Although Jennifer got some form of closure after Eddie's arrest, the same couldn't necessarily be said about Dee Dee's family. Without a body, they may never know what really happened to her. All they have is Eddie's word.
After learning about Dee Dee's murder, as horrific as what happened to me was, at least I know what happened.
To honor his sister's memory.
And I'll never
Who's Dee Dee?
I miss Dee Dee. I will never forget Dee Dee.
And the same is true for Jennifer. There's no way to be sure, but Rebecca was probably also a victim of Eddie's abuse long before the murders, which could have led to some of her questionable decisions in the past. Some may say she could have done much more to protect her daughter, but it doesn't mean there weren't moments of genuine love between the two of them, and these earnest memories deserve to be celebrated.
I miss my mother every day. Going to the beach with her, singing with her, dancing in the kitchen. That's what I like to think of.
Pause this. My ex.